Okay, welcome to the Cyber Chronicles. My name is Brian Stevenson, and I am your host as always. This week we have 5 of the most popular articles shared across the internet. We scrub the internet so you don't have to. This week's like no other. We have 5 very interesting articles. One, a scam app that takes advantage of the iPhone new Touch ID. Quantum computers are poised to security threat that we've never been prepared for. We're going to talk about that. Ransomware is spreading rapidly in China. Over 100,000 PCs are infected already, and someone hacked 150,000 printers to promote some guy's YouTube channel. My kids knew who he was. I'd never heard of him, but I am in my 50s, so don't make that as a judgment. And then Quora, the Q&A site, was data breached, over 100 million users. Interesting article. We'll get started right now. Okay, our 5th most popular article of the week comes to us from our magazine. Hopefully you took advantage of their $5 subscription special they had last month. In fact, I think it may even be going on this month. Highly recommend subscribing to Wired Magazine, supporting their efforts. One of the few magazines that are spending a lot of time on cybersecurity and in-depth articles and interviews. We want to support those guys. We have no affiliation with them, by the way. Just want to support their efforts and making sure that we have continued good, great journalism that occurs in our cybersecurity space. But this article talks about the iPhone Touch and a scam that was hitting the App Store. It's kind of an ingenious thing. It happened to hit health assistants, where it asked legitimate users to touch the screen using their Touch ID for a calorie intake or a heart measurement or something that seems legitimate. As soon as you touched it, however, it would pop up a $90 to $120 in-app purchase and then dim the light at the same time. So very difficult for people to determine what had happened right away until they saw their bills. They have the cybersecurity firm ESAT wrote 2 pages about this thing. They caught it, tip of the hat to those guys. But Touch IP has been used a long time for locking your phone after all. And it's easy to use Apple Pay, and it's just a matter of time before these types of scams occur. So good article on Wired Magazine. We'll have the link below, and let's get to our 4th most popular article of the week. Okay, our 4th most popular article of the week comes to us from technologyreview.com. It's a MIT technology review, and they go into the weeds on this one, that quantum computers pose a security threat that we're totally unprepared for. U.S. experts think it could take at least 20 years to get a quantum-proof encryption wide deployed. A new report that comes out of this article talks about that these supercomputers can crack conventional encryption defenses in a way that we've never seen before. Long time, difficult process, but highly capable quantum machines appear to be then, and hackers, if they get their hands on them, could create a privacy and security nightmare. The key issue they're talking about here, though, is encryption that protects the devices. Use 2 parties, one to secure the device and the other one to decrypt it. Powerful quantum computer could crack an RSA 1024, for example, legitimate algorithm defense for this process in less than a day. I don't know, highly unlikely. I mean, we're having a hard people not using passwords 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, this is an interesting super threat on maybe nation states, but for the most of us, this is just an interesting article that gets into the academic world of cybersecurity. But we do have it posted. It was our 3rd most popular article of the week, and you can see it there. We'll get on to our 2nd most popular article of the week. Okay, I don't know what happened. That was our 4th most popular article of the week, not our 3rd most popular article of the week. This is our 3rd most popular article of the week. Comes to us from our friends from the Hacker News. Again, these guys every day, every week put out great content. New ransomware is spreading rapidly through China, infecting over 100,000 PCs. New piece of ransomware spreading across China. Over 100,000 computers in the last 4 days alone were infected. Almost all ransomware malware, if the new virus payments are not made in Bitcoin, they lock down the computer, and this was through a WeChat Pay, a system of China's most popular messaging app. So as always, be careful when clicking on things. It looks like it's occurring quite a bit in China right now, and that's where it's being targeted. It's in the Chinese language. You don't expect it to hit here, but you never know. People buy this stuff, this ransomware, and then reutilize it for other languages and everything else, because people just keep on clicking on things. They don't know what they are. Stop clicking. And that was our 3rd most popular article of the week. Let's get on to number 2. Okay, our second most popular article of the week also comes to us from this Hacker News. Someone hacked 50,000 printers to promote a PewDiePie YouTube channel. Well, isn't that clever? Apparently, he's like the most popular podcaster out there. His real name is Felix something another YouTuber from U Channel known for his game commentary and pranks. Maybe we should start running pranks on here. We'll get more subscribers. I don't know what I'd do with a prank, but we could do pranks. Anyway, it's a portable, found a vulnerable printer with port 9100 open, used a search engine across the internet and started to using it to print out messages that PewDiePie is in trouble and you need to subscribe to do right away, and blah, 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 extra points if you get this, if you do this. And of course, he has stated that he had nothing to do with this, that it was a prank probably done on him, which more than likely was the case, because it sounds like he's got enough subscribers that he doesn't need to do an illegal hack to try to get subscribers. So that was our second most popular article of the week, and let's move on to our number one article. Okay, before we get on to our number one article, we'd like to do a couple shout outs and thank yous to our sponsors. As you can see here, I do not have the Fortinet hat on. I need to bring manufacturers, you guys need to send me at least more than one hat because I lose frickin' everything. So I can't find my Fortinet hat. But tip of the hat to Fortinet. That hat's out there somewhere. Komodo, thank you so much for sponsorship that we've had with you guys. And FireEye, as always, thank you so much for the sponsorship that you've done for our show. We really appreciate it. If you have not done so already, please visit those sponsors. And then, of course, Focus Point Technologies is our number one sponsor at focuspointtechnologies.com, the number one reseller in the Midwest. We're going to get on to our number one story. Okay, our number one most popular article of the week was from the New York Times. Quora Q&A site. A lot of people go to this thing, ask it questions, and then people respond. Some are legitimate, some of them are just, I guess, actually quite humorous. But the users of Quora, the question and answer site, are asking today, how did my personal data just get stolen? Social media platform said Monday that the account information and private messages of around 100 users may have been exposed when the computer system were compromised by malicious third party. Do they have to add that descriptive word malicious? Just third party could be fine. I mean, how do they know? Maybe it's not malicious. Maybe it's actually a good thing. I'm just kidding. That's probably not a good thing. So that's just the week after the Marriott one. And of course, we've got numerous breach fatigue. As always, use different usernames and passwords and you should be fine. Change them often, change them frequently, and this is kind of the new normal that we're in. So that was our number one article of the week from New York Times. So thank you so much for listening to the Cyber Chronicle News. We really appreciate it. As always, please subscribe at the button below if you haven't done so forever. If you have never done that. And thank you so much. Have a great week. And as always, stay safe. Take care.